So this is a picture of the heart. It sort of looks like the one that I've drawn for you. It sort of looks like the one in your book. There's nothing labeled. Alright? It just looks like a whole bunch of stuff. The nice thing about this picture is that, what did I do? The nice thing about this picture is that it has blue to signify what? Blood with no oxygen. And it has red. Now, again, yesterday we just introduced this stuff. RA, RV, LA, LVA for aorta. So if you guys don't have it down pat, that's fine. So I'm going to show you something. In years past, when there was no smartboard, I used to do it on the board. I could do it on the board here, or I could do it up here. I'm going to do this a couple times, and then I want you guys to come up here and do this. So remember and think about what I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to use correct vocabulary. I'm going to make sure I'm going to make it very clear. So I'm going to do it a couple times, and then I want volunteers to come up and try this. Okay? Now, who is this, Alexia?
Poor oxygen blood cells.
Very good. Now, poor oxygen blood cells. This guy just did his job. Okay, he's like completely tired. He's ready to fill up on oxygen, and he needs to come back to the heart. And he's coming from my legs. So here he comes. He's coming up from my legs, going into the vein from the lower body to the heart. That's my first vocabulary. He's going into the right atrium. He's still sad. Why is he still sad? He's to the heart now. Why is he sad? He's sad. He's blue. Gloria?
Because he needs to get pushed to the lungs to get oxygen.
And right, and he can't be happy until he has that. So now he's in here. He's still blue. He's sad. He's in the right atrium. Lugged up. Well, love. He gets down, pushed into the left or right ventricle. Whoosh! Pushes out into the lungs. What's happening to him now? Is he still sad? No. All together now. What's he going to do?
Get oxygen.
And what color is he going to turn?
Red.
And is he going to be happy?
Yes.
Yes, but not completely happy yet. He leaves through the artery because arteries take blood away from the heart. He leaves, fills up, turns happy, comes back in through a vein, goes into, right here, the left atrium, gets pushed into the left ventricle, and then whoosh, out the aorta, and he's totally happy. Okay? We're going to be supportive of our friend Nasser. Come on. You can do it. Alright. Well, first of all, this is happy, right?
No.
Try it again.
You want me to explain it? I'll just show it to you.
I want you to use vocabulary. Tell us where he's coming from. Where is he coming from? Is he coming from your head? Is he coming from your legs? From your toes?
Am I supposed to pick one, or is it specific?
This is all up to you. You're up there. You tell me where he's coming from. So if you say he's coming from your head, you have to go in the right vein.
Alright. He's going in the head. He's going this way.
Okay, so where is he entering?
The left atrium?
No. Think about, even though you're looking at it and it's on the left-hand side, what did I say? First he goes through what? What is that blue thing that you're about to put him through?
Vein.
A vein from the...
Oh, the head. Brain.
Upper body. You weren't here yesterday, so you didn't get my little spiel. But I said it twice. Upper body to the... Where are you going?
The right atrium?
Right atrium, okay.
Okay, the right atrium down to the...
Keep in blue.
Right atrium down to the right. I have one with that view with me.
Okay, well we practiced. Anybody going to help him out? Raise your hand. Lynn? Ventricle. Say the word.
Ventricle.
Uh-huh.
Then it goes up here and pushes it out to the lungs.
Okay, what did it just go through?
I think it's the lungs.
It's getting pumped away from the heart.
Oh, that's one. Arteries.
Okay, and then it goes to the lungs. So show us going into the lungs.
So that's going to knock sugar.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to work.
Okay.
Then he's pumped back into the left atrium.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes down to the left ventricle.
Okay. He's still happy. You're showing us the blue. Okay. And then what?
Then he is pumped up to Is this H-M?
Aorta.
Oh, aorta. Bentonese frontale.
Okay. That was pretty good. All right. So, did you do a good job? Did you get them all? Yeah, we'll give them a little here. Because you were... So as we listen, we were looking for just writing down 3 things you remember, 2 questions you have, 1 thing that surprised you, and 1 connection you might have. So just real quick, based on what we already know, I'm going to give you like 15 seconds to write. If you already have an answer for one of those things, to write it down. I see a lot of kids already writing. Yeah. He looks pretty. I think he looks black. Well, that's the nice thing. We all have different shades to our skins. We don't all look the same. So depending, I'm Latina, but I'm very pale. I have family members who are really dark. Alright, I'm going to start it. Here we go.
Books also have the power to help people.
Yeah, that's the interviewer, the man who's performing the interview.
They may be overshadowed by the internet, but books still have the power to change a life. That's true of the man we're about to meet. Books also have the power to help people pass on stories from one generation to the next, and that is what happened to Walter Dean Myers. He grew up reading the works of the writer we heard about on this program yesterday, Richard Wright. Now, Myers himself wants to reach Black and Hispanic kids. NPR's Juan Williams continues his reporting on how one generation of Black Americans tells its stories to the next.
They meet in a classroom at a juvenile detention center in the South Bronx. The kids walk in wearing prison jumpsuits, hands behind their backs. They sit slumped in their chairs. But don't be fooled by the attitude. These kids have been required to read some of Walter Dean Myers' dozens of books. Books about being insecure for lack of a dad. Books about being scared to walk in your own neighborhood. Books about being viewed as a criminal monster. So they want to be there to meet the author. An NPR producer sat in.
So I write, and I've been writing for 30 years. And whatever interests me is what I write about, right?
Walter Dean Myers had his share of run-ins with the law growing up. He lived not far from this Bronx detention center with his adopted family in Harlem.
Go to the last page of the packet, underneath the part we did yesterday. Transition words that compare or contrast. Read the following sentences carefully. Then locate and circle each transition word that compares or contrasts. On the section B, write 1 or more sentences using and circling at least 1 transition word that either compares or contrasts. So you might want to think back to your characters that you wrote about in Pride, okay, and your book. So that might help you. So, like I said, have this sheet out and this sheet. See here, there's that section to show similarities. Right there. That would be a good section to use. And then, of course, using any of the words that you see there, you can also use in section B. So you're going to, one more time, you're going to read each sentence. You're going to circle the words that you see that compare or contrast. Up there, go ahead. Nate. You want to read it so we could at least hear it? There's nothing keeping me from reading out loud, though. Alright, let's take a look. I want you to have your chart in front of you, because we're going to try to replace the words with other words we could use. Alright?